Hello everybody and welcome back to Casual Gamer Oz as we continue F1 2017 career mode. We've done Australia, we've done our first invitational event. We are now into one-shot qualifying in China, in Shanghai. Now just a recap of what happened back in round one in Australia. Qualified dead last. I had some problems with my controls, so therefore I had to adjust them, but therefore I qualified last. The race itself, I fixed those issues, got a great start, got up to 9th place before having a Romain Grosjean sandwich against the wall. He decided to clip me. I got a penalty for it. He pitted luckily. I finished in 19th. That was round one. So we're here in China. Now, my two qualifying sessions I had in my career mode in F1 2016 that you would have seen me, I qualified in 5th in Season 1 and pole in Season 2. So we'll see how we go. That was in a Sauber. This is going to be in a Toro Rosso. I didn't get a chance to update the AI. I was going to drop it down to 70. But sadly, when I went to do it, I obviously missed the chance to do it. So we're still at a 72 AI difficulty. But we'll see how we go, at least in this qualifying session, because this will be my first proper attempt at qualifying without having any issues, hopefully. You can see the pace is just nowhere compared to Vettel, so I think we're going to have to drop it down. And that's not because I'm trying to say I want to win, it's just, you know, it's again, I think that's what's good about this slider scale, that you've got to adjust it, that you want to have at least a shot. You don't want to always be, you know, off the pace completely. And I realise I'm in a Toro Rosso. Wow, you can take that corner flat now this time around. That's great. Don't have to feel like you have to ease the throttle up at all. Although, having said that, I guess I'm still kind of hovering in the top 10. I'm not, like, woefully off the pace. We'll just see how we feel with the racing the next day. But, yeah, I'm liking the feel of this game so far. Definitely feels quite good to drive these F1 2017 cars. So we come into this long back straight. Now, we're on max mode there. We're going to whack open the DRS. How's my wear and tear going? Not too bad. I'm going to be very anal about looking at the wear and tear, as I feel most people will be on F1 2017. Of course, given that we qualified last in Australia, we just fitted some new engines and gearboxes because we weren't going to get any penalties for it, given we were last anyway. So that's the strategic element you can do. Now, can I sneak into the top 10 here? I think I have. I've got 9th. So, look, that's pretty satisfactory. 3 times I've qualified in China on Casual Gamer Oz, and you've seen me qualify in the top 10 each time around. So, we'll take that. We'll take that. Decent. So, that's qualifying. So, that means that one more thing for us to do. That is to go into our race day the next day. So, let's do that right now. And we're going to do that right now. I qualified my teammate, so that's good. And we'll probably see that right now replicated in our little tree, our little career mode. If you're enjoying F1 2017, if you're playing along as well, let us know. And we might have a crack at some multiplayer at some point as well. We did that in F1 2016, of course, and that for a variety of interesting results. I'm looking forward to getting on multiplayer perhaps in the classic modes and seeing how that plays out. So the resource points, obviously, I think you get a lot more in this one because obviously you got a lot more to deal with. So rivalry, I'm only losing by 3 points, I guess, not too bad. Do I move up a little in the tree? My reputation there, Sauber want me. Aha, look out, my old team want me back. And all the other teams are kind of like, meh. So, interesting. Are we going to spend any of our resource points? I feel 400 is really not that many, is it? We'll just have a bit of a look. Do we have it now? So if we're trying to increase the durability and the powertrain, aren't we? I don't know if we can afford anything. 400. We've already purchased those. 600. 800. Yeah, no, it doesn't look good in terms of what we can afford. So, yeah. Not a whole lot we can do, unfortunately. We can afford this. The chassis upgrade. Oh, we'll do that. Why not? Got to upgrade parts of the car along the way. Anyway, let's go to the race. Okay, China. We're going to have a dry race. We'd like a dry race. I'd be much appreciated. Thanks if we can have a dry race. Best finishes in China. A 16th in Season 1 and a 22nd, of course. In that Season 2 race, when I was on pole, I lost it. I just led the first lap, and then I just ran wide into turn one, and just everything went to shit and hell in a high basket basically from that point on. So hopefully we won't repeat ourselves. It's always a turn one section that I managed to stuff my way through it. It's a wet race. Cool. So let's take a look, have a bit of a gander at where we're at. And we have gotten Vettel on pole, Hamilton in second. Hamilton looks very shifty there, doesn't he? Raikkonen third, Bottas in fourth, same top four as last time, same top six as last time. Ricciardo, Verstappen, Massa, Perez. There I am in ninth. Grosjean, my buddy from last race. Hulkenberg in 11th, Sainz, my teammate in 12th, Magnussen 13th, Ocon 14th, Stroll down in 15th, disappointing from there, Palmer 16th, Alonso 17th, Stoffel Van Dorn, lost love saying that man's name, 18th, and the Saubers, my old team, Verline and Ericsson last. Well, it was Nazar that was last all the time last time around, so now it's Ericsson's going to be last all the time. Alright, I think we're on the Inters here, and we are, so let's do this. China, race 2. In F1 2017 career mode, we are go. Can we get a good start here? It looks like I've got a decent start. Good traction. Massa's going to cross me there. Whoa, I'm going to find myself right between them here. That is a very handy start as I try not to lose it. I'm not going to cover anyone there, at least collide with them. As well, you can definitely feel the wet track. Vettel leading from the two Mercedes. Raikkonen's dropped well down as the winner of the last race. He's dropped down to 6th. The man who keeps winning everybody's career mode races from all the YouTube videos I've been seeing. Can I dive bomb late braking on Bottas? Wow, and I'm going to allow Verstappen to go up through. Not quite. Wow, that was a nice handy move there by myself, if you don't mind me saying so. Sliding a little bit, coming into this long sweeping left-hander, flicks into this quick little right-hander, and I think, as we saw in Australia, it's kind of this point where the cars will start to pull away from me slightly, although this Toro Rosso might be handy in the wet, we don't know yet. Grip levels actually I thought weren't as good, but actually you can really turn into that corner and not feel like you're about to slide, although braking still is not good in the wet because you go off like that, and somehow I don't collide into any cars as I come back on the track. There goes Bottas. See you, Valtteri. Now I'm going to have an aggressive Maxi Verstappen on my butt. Yes, I am. Let's just maintain this line, allow him to go around the outside of me. Raikkonen's looking racy as well. Raikkonen's looking very racy on Verstappen. If I cross to the inside here, can I outbrake Bottas again? I can, but obviously with the wet track, it's going to make me slide off into the gravel. And I'm going to come on the circuit here, and hopefully no one's going to hit me. They're not. There's my teammate. He's gone up into 8th. Well, that's disappointing. Potential podium is gone. And it may be easy to steer on this wet track in terms of the grip, but it's certainly not when it comes to the braking points. So that's what you've got to learn. You've got to feel this car out in the conditions, and obviously because I'm not practicing, I'm just going qualifying race. Generally, this is my test sessions, essentially. So, yeah, we're still in the points right now. We're still hanging on, and we've got my teammate behind me. So the reason I chose Toro Rosso this time around is I just think this livery on this new Toro Rosso for 2017 is just beautiful. It's so gorgeous. And I see everybody seems to be choosing McLaren or Force India. So I thought, well, look, I'm going to choose Toro Rosso. Something a bit different. It's interesting, actually, watching all the other YouTube channels, how basically no one ever goes straight away for Ferrari or Mercedes. They're kind of, I think I talked a little bit about that in F1 2016, how, yeah, I get how they can make you choose whatever team you want, but I like the good ones where you really had to fight your way through, like you had to choose one of the bottom teams. It just felt more of an achievement to kind of go through this. So that's why I still think a lot of people will still choose these lower teams just for that level of achievement. So, I mean, I'm sure there are definitely people who start off straight away in Mercedes or Ferrari, but yeah, there's just something a bit more fulfilling about the fact you start with sort of a lower or middle team and you eventually get picked up by a Mercedes or Ferrari. Anyway, it's also about the development of the car. That's a good feeling. Got some drops of water on the camera there. That looks really cool. As we have a lot of speed here, I'm going to brake a little bit earlier there than it tells me to, just to remain it on track, and we do. And keeping up slightly with the Perez little battle in front. Not falling behind as much as we did in Australia. So that's good. And we are now into our third lap. DRS generally would be enabled, but given it's a wet track, we obviously won't. My Achilles heel on this circuit is this corner here. Both career mode races in F1 2016 you would have seen me do. That's where I came unstuck. But this time around, 3 laps in at least, I am doing fairly okay. So, can we catch Perez ahead of us here? Looks like we've got our teammate covered. And it seems as though we might just be slowly reeling the pink Perez in front of us in slightly. So that's a decent feeling. The AI on this one at 72, not too bad. Might just be the wet. Bit more of a level playing field, but it's not too easy, it's not too hard, and that's what we want. We kind of just want it just smack bang in that zone where it's a challenge to get to them, and when you do, you feel a real sense of achievement. So, we might have a shot here at getting Sergio if I can just keep it on the island, which at the moment we are, although Sergio gets a good run heading into the straight. And we're just kind of once again in this middle purgatory zone at the moment. How's our still in standard mode? Our wear, we're at 5% in the MGU. Obviously it's still only the second Grand Prix of the season. We've gotten lucky enough to have that extra power unit that we've already gotten. So something like Monaco, where you know I'm going to qualify last, you can add another one there and just have that extra one for the rest of the season. Alrighty. Come on, Sergio. I want 6th place. My first points for Toro Rosso, I feel, are going to come this Grand Prix. And I would like to be better than 7th, because I'm greedy. Whoa. We don't want to run into the back of him, because we don't want to have our standard damaged front wing. Now, I feel as though this season we can challenge the Force Indies. Obviously, they're the 4th best car in Formula 1 at the moment. But if I'm winning races in a Sauber and manage to get Sauber 5th in the championship, as I have a look up at the inside here of Sergio and I make it stick, if you don't mind. I was saying, yeah, if I can manage to win Grand Prix in a Sauber in F1 2016 and make them the 5th best team, which I believe from memory we did beat Force India. So, you know, surely I can do that with Toro Rosso. Toro Rosso was rubbish in F1 2016, as was Sauber, so we'll see how we go. So, obviously we're in Season 1 here of F1 2017, but technically my 3rd career mode, at least that you're witnessing me do. Obviously I've done plenty more than that in my lifetime. As we look like, can we catch Maxi? Can we catch Maxi before the end of this race in our sister team? The senior Red Bull team. That won't look good for them if their junior team is catching them. Let's never say never, folks. Looks like we're pulling a little bit away from the surge. So we'll have a 1 lap dash to catch Maximus. Do we whack the engine up to Rich and risk damaging it slightly? Why the fuck not? Alrighty, it's on. So my brakes are wearing slightly there, they look a little bit yellow. But we're going to try our darndest to catch Maximus. They only want me to finish in the top 13. I'm well into that. I'm more than halfway above that standard. So we're risking it here slightly. We've put the engine up to Rich to see if we can catch Maximus on the final lap. It's not going to happen if I run myself wide like that, is it, Ben? So we'll just see how we go. Sergio's hanging on slightly behind me, so yeah, I think maybe we're not going to catch Max. So we'll just whack it back down to standard so we just don't wear the engine out. So we got a bit of power coming into that section, but it's not looking likely. If we had another lap, yeah, probably. But right now we'll just maintain this. 6th place is points. If we can hang on, which obviously qualified 9th, finishing 6th, we'll take that. 2nd Grand Prix. Wasn't getting points in my 2nd race for Sauber. So that's a decent effort. Alrighty, if we can again stay on the island there, Ben. Don't talk yourself out of a result. This will be your highest ever finish in China as well. So that will be a positive. Again, we should have had points in Australia had it not been for Romain Grosjean. So, feeling okay in this Sauber. Toro Rosso, see I'm already getting warped backwards into where we were a year ago. Well, a career year ago. We power down the straight here right now. We should have the pace on Sergio to hold on if I don't bin it into this last tight hairpin, which I don't. Good. And who's won the Grand Prix? Vettel's won the Grand Prix. So it's a Ferrari first race win. It's a Ferrari second race win. Considering they won nothing in the career mode in F1 2016. And we cross the line in 6th position. Congratulations, Ben Waterworth. Your first points for Toro Rosso. And we will gladly take that on board. And very satisfied with that result. Once again, we will be drinking the Red Bull champagne this evening, I feel. So good job there, and we will just take a look at the standings this time around because we didn't do that. And yeah, we don't want to see the podium. So we'll just have a bit of a look at the beginning of the race as we do. We at least want to see the start. As you can see me there just in the middle of your screen. And it's go, go, go in China. And you'll see here that I managed to sneak through a nice little gap. Right about between the Williams and the fourth. There we go. Between that and a squeeze out Ricciardo. Oh, I spun a Williams. Sorry, Felipe. I'm going to assume my reputation with Williams isn't too good after that one. And right there, I'm up into 4th place. Good start by myself. And you're going to see me dive bomb one up here around Valtteri. As we get there. Look how good those cars look. Kind of squint your eyes and it legitimately looks like you're watching Formula 1. Watch this for a dive bomb move. Zoom. Thank you very much. I'll take that up into 3rd, but sadly I ultimately finished 6th. So there you go. The standings. So Vettel leads the championship over Raikkonen, Hamilton 3rd, Bottas 4th, Verstappen, Perez, Ricciardo. The Australians are in 7th and 8th if you don't mind. Massa in 9th and Carlos Sainz in 10th position. Constructors, well, Toro Rosso, we're currently in 5th. We're 1 point behind Force India. Looks like they're going to be our rivals this year. So Ferrari leading from Mercedes, Red Bull in 3rd, Williams there in 6th, Renault in 7th, McLaren, Haas, Sauber yet to score points. That has been our Chinese Grand Prix. Thank you for your company in watching this one. We'll be back for Bahrain. Remember to like, subscribe and comment as we continue on our F1 2017 career mode. Until then, enjoy the rest of your day and good night.